California doesn't need more rain. You can see that in the red on the right-hand side of your screen. On the left, some images from Oroville, California, as flood warnings go into effect tonight for much of that state, including the dam. It is America's tallest, and as we've been reporting for a week or so now, in danger of failing. Alicia Acuna on the scene for us as the water continues to spill down. Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Leland. The water level is going down, and so we can finally show you exactly what's happening here with regard to the damage and how bad it is. You see this cement slab here right behind me? That's the main spillway of the Oroville Dam. The week before last, crews just realized that there was a small hole in it, and so they wanted to assess and fix. So they closed off the spillway and decided to use the emergency spillway, which I'll get to in a second. You see this big crater here? All that water is supposed to be flowing down, straight down this way into the waterway. Instead, it's got that big hole and it's moving over around itself, so you've got that big problem. Now, let me explain to you what the emergency spillway is. So they closed off this main spillway because they needed to release some of the water in the dam. They started to use the emergency spillway just over to my left. For the first time ever in the history of the dam, when that water started to hit that emergency spillway, they realized the erosion that had already occurred, and they didn't know it was so bad. It started to fall away very quickly, to the point where last Sunday, you'll remember, they decided to evacuate 188,000 people in the towns below because the water was pushing so fast, the erosion was happening so quickly that there was concern that a 30-foot wall of water could come down all at once. So they had to get people out of there. Now they're in a delicate balancing act because they still need the water that's on the other side of all this to go down. They need that water level to get down, but they also need to be releasing it over these damaged areas. So they actually slowed this flow so as not to cause so much more damage that it would cause a catastrophe on this side. But at the same time, they're still trying to lower that. Now, keep in mind, as all of this is happening, there is more rain on the way. 10 inches of rain is supposed to begin sometime today and into tomorrow, possibly until Wednesday. It's not just the fresh rainwater that's the concern, it's all the runoff that happens when all of that rain hits the hillside, and in the mountains it hits that snow. This is warm rain, so it'll be melting that snow. It'll be bringing down that mud, which causes a lot of debris. There have been workers, and we have video of that, who've been working to try to shore up all of this that I'm talking about. There's a whole other holding wall on the other side of this dam that also has some erosion. They're filling that in, and they're dropping in huge rocks and lots of concrete slurry, trying to keep that also from failing as well. So right now, as things stand, we're waiting for this storm. Crews continue to work around the clock, and the people of Oroville who live beneath this dam area, they're panicking a little. They're preparing a little because they know it's possible. They've been told by the Sheriff's Department that they could be asked to evacuate again, and if that happens, it's going to happen quickly. Leland?
Quickly indeed. Alicia Acuna on the scene, Oroville, California. Back to you as news warrants through the week. Thanks, Alicia.
Right, this is the Fox News Alert. A new phase in the fight for Iraq's second largest city begins. After successfully driving out Islamic State militants in the eastern part of Mosul, Iraq forces are moving west. Kitty Logan has much more on the advance. Hi, Kitty.
Hi. Well, Iraqi forces launched this very large offensive on western Mosul early this morning local time, but commanders expect this to be a tough fight, especially when they get into some of those narrow streets in the urban areas. Now, Iraqi forces went in very forcefully this morning, helicopters firing rockets as columns of armoured vehicles moved in on the ground. 100,000 Iraqi and Kurdish forces are involved in this battle overall. ISIS fighters now effectively under siege in the western part of the city. Smoke was seen rising over the southwest of Mosul after a series of coalition airstrikes on ISIS positions. U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis today confirmed U.S. forces are involved in the operation, providing key air and ground support.
The U.S. forces continue in the same role that they were in East Mosul, and the coalition forces are in support of this operation. And we will continue, as you know, with the accelerated effort to destroy ISIS.
Now, ISIS took control of Mosul in 2014, and the battle to free that city has been going on for 4 months. It has not been easy. The Iraqi army faced stiff resistance in the east of the city, which they now claim to control, but militants have continued to carry out suicide attacks there. Today, Iraqi military police led the charge to capture several villages in the south on the way into the city, most of those abandoned. The next important strategic target in that area will be the airport. But as Iraqi forces advance into the city, they face another challenge, and that is the hundreds of thousands of civilians still trapped in their homes. The UN says that these people are at extreme risk, many running low on food. Liz.
Devastating. Kitty Logan reporting live. Kitty, thank you so much.